Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Welcome to a special episode of Motorcyclist's MC Commute. I'm your host, Santa Claus, and today we're going to be riding to a very special destination on Kawasaki's 2020 Versys 1000 SELT. Now let's throw the red knapsack on and go for a ride. Ho, ho, ho.
Well guys, here it is, Kawasaki's 2020 Versys 1000 SELT. This is an upright sport touring bike from Team Green. They updated it last year for the 2019 model year. They gave it all new bodywork and plastics, bold and beautiful LED headlights with cornering functionality. They introduced IMU powered traction control, cornering ABS, and cruise control, heated grips. This thing has the works. If you want a cozy, upright sport touring bike, this Kawasaki is a good option. Look at the front of this motorcycle. Look at the LED headlights. Look how aggressive this bike looks. Love it or hate it, this motorcycle is going to make a scene when you pull up somewhere. But enough talking about it. Santa's got to go somewhere and deliver some presents. Alright guys, here it is, Kawasaki's 2020 Versys 1000 SELT. Ooh, hit the kickstand down. I know that's a mouthful, but this is an all new, not all new, but drastically updated sport touring motorcycle from Kawasaki. $18,000 is the MSRP of this bike, and it comes with all the bells and whistles. Heated grips, cruise control, ride-by-wire powered cruise control nonetheless. Sitting on this motorcycle, this is a very cozy bike, very comfortable. The seat is very plush. The handlebar offers a nice upright bend. The sweep isn't too far rearward nor too far forward. The hand guards are a nice touch to shield your mitts from the chilly weather, especially when the mercury drops. And the position of the rider's foot pegs are in such a way where it's not putting a lot of bending stress on the knees. This is a really pleasant ergonomics package. Riding around town here, this motorcycle actually feels quite agile. I mean, this is a pretty big bike. It weighs over 500 pounds. It has pretty sizable wheelbase, yet at these slow 37 mile per hour speeds, it's actually quite nimble. An important change Kawasaki did on this motorcycle is tires. They shoot on Bridgestone's new T31 sport touring tire. This tire was recently introduced by the Japanese tire company only a couple years ago, so it's nice to see Kawasaki really leveraging their technical partner Bridgestone for high quality sport touring rubber. Now this Versys 1000 SELT is still powered by Kawasaki's 1043cc inline 4. Now this engine's been in Kawasaki's lineup for decades and decades and decades. It's based off the old Ninja ZX-9R, if anyone remembers that bike, and then the engine even predates that model. I think it goes back to a GPZ machine, I believe. Have to do some research in the old history books. But this is a very old engine, because Kawasaki continues to update it, continues to fine-tune it. They've added ride-by-wire, so instead of a traditional throttle cable connection between the right twist grip and the engine, when you twist the throttle, it actuates it sends a signal via sensor. That sensor is received on the throttle body, and then the throttle body opens and gives the engine fuel, and that's how the motorcycle accelerates. So Kawasaki has retrofitted that system onto its Versys 1000. You usually don't see a lot of manufacturers retrofit that kind of technology on an existing powertrain. Usually they introduce that setup when they develop a new powertrain, but Kawasaki's done it a little bit different, and the ride-by-wire system on this bike is really good. Sometimes companies have some glitches in the first year of production, but ride-by-wire is very accurate feeling. On-off is exceptionally smooth, and what this ride-by-wire does is it allows you access to power modes. So now you can adjust the power modes here with this switch gear on the handlebar. Sport mode. We also have a user setting mode, which we'll get to in a second. The switch gear itself feels really nice, has good tactile function, feels very high quality. In addition to the road mode, there's also sport, rain, and a user setting that Kawasaki dubs rider. And in the rider setting, you can adjust the engine power mode, you can adjust the traction control setting. There's 3 traction control settings, just like the Ninja Sport bikes. 1 is the least amount of intrusiveness, 2 is a little more intrusiveness, and 3 is a level you would only want if you're riding in inclement weather or very unfamiliar roads. Let's see if we can get it to work. Tactile functionality is good, but it is a little clunky when you select each mode. We'll just leave it in Sport for now. Sport has full power mode, Kawasaki's traction control and cornering ABS on 1. It also gives us the most sporting damping characteristics from Kawasaki's electronic suspension. Yes, this bike has Kawasaki's electronic suspension adjustment right there. The fork and shock automatically adjust damping in real time based on road conditions and motorcycle vehicle dynamics. You can also adjust it manually through the rider setting. So really neat technology from Kawasaki. The electronic suspension also offers electronically adjustable rear suspension preload. So by pushing this preload button, the rear shock will automatically add tension on the spring. So right now we have it in rider plus luggage because Santa has a whole bunch of goodies in his bags. And if we had Mrs. Claus on the back, we could easily put it to rider, and luggage, all by pushing this button. But you can only make these adjustments at a stop. Press and hold this button and you can literally feel the motorcycle go up or down based on the setting you choose. So really neat technology from Kawasaki. Other manufacturers have been using this electronic suspension for a while, so it's good to see Kawasaki jumping on the bandwagon. The ride-by-wire throttle also gives the ability to Kawasaki to fit cruise control. This thing now has electronically adjustable cruise control. You can activate it via this button here on the left handlebar, and it works great. Holds your speed perfectly. Also new on the Kawasaki during this last 2019 model redesign is the monoblock 4-piston radial mount calipers embossed with the Kawasaki logo. Very potent braking components, and this thing has always on ABS with cornering function. So the IMU chip, same kind of chip you have in your modern smartphone and iPhone, gives the motorcycle positional awareness. So if you're going around a turn too fast with too much front brake input, the motorcycle will automatically reduce brake pressure in an effort to mitigate tire lockup. Tire lockup means you're going to fall down. Kawasaki doesn't want you to fall down on your shiny Kawasaki. So they've employed that feature. Really nice technology. IMU also shows your lean angle here on the display, 29 degrees left, 37 degrees right. Speaking of lean angle at night, it's daytime so we're not going to be able to tell, but at night this bike has cornering lights signified by the CL. When you go around a turn, it automatically lights up the side of the motorcycle to illuminate the road as you turn. Great safety feature. We've ridden this motorcycle a little bit at night, and the LED headlights on this thing are extremely bright. If you're a rider who rides on dark, desolate roads, you're going to want to ride this motorcycle. Alright guys, Santa's zeroing in on his destination. Apologize to all you MC Commute regulars. We had to take a detour. But as far as cozy, upright, functional bikes go, this $18,000 Versys 1000 SELT is a great bike, but it's a lot more expensive than the bike it replaces. $5,000 bucks. $5,000 for that new bodywork, fancy electronics, bright LED lighting. Is that worth it to you? I don't know. But this motorcycle certainly is a good do-it-all bike. 6 inches of suspension travel, soaks up the rough stuff. Comes standard with nice high quality hard cases which are removable easily and lockable. All in all, a neat motorcycle from Team Green. Alright guys, we're here at our destination. May as well let the present out of the bag. We're at the Children's Hospital of Orange County, CHOC. This is a hospital in Orange County, California that specializes in treating children. It was actually established 55 years ago. Hi guys. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas!
Oh, good morning, sir.
How's it going?
Very good. How are you today?
Everything's good. Thank you for having us. Santa Claus has got some presents for the kiddos here.
Amazing. That's wonderful.
If we can get the bag off.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Of course. Here's one bag. We'll bring them inside and give them to those guys.
Thank you, sir.
That's the nice thing about this Kawasaki with its awesome bags. You just pop them off and go right inside and
Right, great. Thank
give
you.
presents.
Thank you so much.
So as we said, the Children's Hospital of Orange County has been in operation for 55 years. It serves over 100,000 sick kiddos every year. Every year, 100,000, right?
That's right.
And another fun fact, if you can believe it, is the hospital was actually started by Walt Disney and Mr. Berry, Walter Berry of Knott's Berry Farm. These are very popular destinations in Southern California. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas!
So we have quite a few donations we've received this year. It's been amazing. So
Excellent.
turnout.
And how can people help if they want to help at home?
They can come and donate to our location anytime. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. We're accepting donations next week as well. We obviously will be closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but up to that point, we are happy to receive anything that anyone is
Awesome.
cool enough to deliver.
Never mind Santa's tape and beard. But here we have toys from Hot Wheels.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Those are great.
A bunch of Hot Wheels toys. I'll let you guys take those out of here. I'll open this one.
Thank you.
And for you guys at home, if you want to help out some sick kiddos, log on to choc.org. Check out their webpage. And that's a wrap from this episode of MC Commute. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and thank you for all you ladies do, and the team over here.
It's our pleasure. We have a lot of fun.
So long, everybody.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Well, guys, that was a fun MC Commute on Kawasaki's 2020 Versys 1000 SELT. Great upright touring bike from Kawasaki. Yeah, it's a little bit expensive, but it's loaded with all the creature comforts. Big, supportive, deep dish seat, hard luggage that works really well, easy to take on and off the bike. Cruise control, heated grips, a really beautiful color display, good switch gear, strong brakes. Overall, a very good motorcycle from Kawasaki. If there was any one critique of the bike, it would be the engine. It's a little bit buzzy. You can feel it's a little bit old, but still, overall, great bike from Kawasaki. Let's do a little Q&A real quick. All right, straight to the top, guys. Just a simple one. This or a Tracer? Well, this motorcycle's a lot more expensive than a Tracer. It's also has a little bit more displacement. They're not really comparable, to be honest. Obviously, if you're a guy who wants all the luxuries, all the features, you're going to want this bike. If you're on a budget, the Tracer is going to be better for you. Can you go off-road on this Versys 1000 SELT? Yes, you could go off-road on this bike. I would ride this bike off-road. You're going to have to be a little bit gentle on it, but if you fit some more aggressive ADV tires, you'd have a great time. I would ride this bike off-road carefully, yes. Will it wheelie in fourth? No, it will not wheelie in fourth gear. It'll wheelie in second gear, but third, fourth gear, absolutely not. What's the point of this with the Ninja H, Ninja 1000, and H2SX or Sport Tourer or whatever is existing? Great question, Ami_1. This is an upright sport touring bike. So the Ninja 1000 is a little bit more sport touring. So it's still a sport touring bike, but it's a little bit more edgy, yet it's not as edgy as the H2SX. H2SX has got the supercharged engine, the ergonomics. They're still relaxed compared to a sport bike, but it's going to be more hard-hitting, more aggressive. So basically, this is the gentleman's genteel sport touring bike. Ninja 1000 ABS sport touring bike, and the Ninja H2SX is the sport touring bike, if that makes sense. Cool thing about Kawasaki is they have a very expansive model lineup, from motorcycles, dirt bikes, jet skis, UTVs, you name it, Kawasaki makes it. Mules too, for the hard-working Midwest folk. All right, one more question, guys. Which is the better bike, Versys 650 or the 1000? Well, they're really not comparable. The 650 is more an entry level, mid-size, do-it-all, jack-of-all-trades, Swiss Army knife, and this thing is a more powerful motorcycle designed for going farther, going longer distance. They're not really comparable. If I was to choose, I'd obviously gravitate towards the 1000 because it has more power. I can go further on it and have more fun. All right, guys, that's a wrap from this holiday Christmas Eve edition of MC Commute, brought to you by Santa Claus. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Santa Claus didn't forget about the wheelie test. He loves his wheelies. Yep, she wheelies good. Ho, ho, ho.